What's going on, everyone? I appreciate you checking out this Fallout 76 nuking experiment. In this one, we're going to be nuking the brand new in-game dungeon that we can do. And I have to say, I don't know if you all have experienced it yet, but it's a lot of fun. Players level 50 plus are meant to experience this, and there is even a level 100 that we fight at the very end. That's literally the highest leveled enemy that we have fought so far in the game. I mean, if you think about it, the Scorch Beast Queen is level 95. That's not even 100. So yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, for those of you that have experience, I would love to know what you guys think of it. So far, I fought a level 100 Fall Crawler and a level 100 Sheep Squatch. I'm not exactly sure if there's anything else that we can fight at the end, but that's what I've experienced at the moment. And overall, my team and I had a blast. There were a few difficulties at the very beginning, but we got the hang of it. This event that we'll be nuking in this experiment is called Project Paradise, and it has been a highly anticipated event to grind. It's located over at Arktos Pharma, which is right by Vault 76. Once again though, this is not meant for low level players. You're going to have to be 50 plus. I will mention before I go ahead and get into this nuking experiment, something very useful to do is shut down the robots. And how you do that is by finding these codes that are scattered throughout this area down here. I have all the codes right here for you though, so you don't have to do the searching yourself. As you can see, they're labeled Biome Lab, Code Fragment A, B, and C. And you find each of these in each habitat around down here. In case you don't know, there are 3 different habitats, Habitat A, B, and C, and each of these will have a little bit of a different experience. But anyways, where you go to enter this code at, first off, you're going to have to make sure you initialize the experiment, which that is the very first step to Project Paradise. But once you have initialized the experiment, you then just want to go up to this keypad on the wall, which as you just saw me trek here, this area is literally at the very beginning. You just got to go down the flight of stairs and go through the hallway. But yeah, the code for this is 970930. And once again, how I got this was from those Biome Lab codes around in each habitat. Anyways, once you have entered that code, you just want to go down here, and there's going to be a terminal that you can access. As you can see, when you go up to this terminal, it will have an option for a shutdown code. You just want to choose that option, and then head back up to that terminal where you initialized the experiment at. And on there, you'll have a new option that says shut down. That will prompt a hidden dialogue that you will get from a quirky robot that you can meet here called Quirkus, which was definitely thought out because of his quirky personality.
Now to get everyone's attention, because Erica is a very bad computer, one of the good humans here has shut her down. That means I'm in charge of the experiment now.
Anyways, I'm not going to be explaining how to do every single step. Let's go ahead and get into what happens now when we nuke this new in-game dungeon. Because there are loads of enemies around. And there is a lot of flora down here too. So, yeah, let's get into this.
Keycard accepted. Keypad access granted. Access granted. Attention. Attention. Launch sequence activated. Launch tube will seal in 30 seconds. All personnel should exit the launch tube immediately.
Okay, so was targeting the new in-game dungeon Project Paradise worth it to nuke? And, well, answer is no. As you can see, I did nuke my camp in the process of this, but that wasn't what made this bad. What made it bad was the nuke didn't actually beat the fight. I mean, yes, there did seem to be a little bit more glowing enemies to spawn around. However, not all of the enemies were glowing, and not to mention, they didn't drop the good ingredients, such as like glowing mass, hardened mass, and high radiation fluids. They only dropped glowing blood, glowing meats, and nuclear waste. so very similar to like nuking the burrows. Also, not to mention the flora down here wasn't affected. I was wondering what the new flower would radiate into, but yeah, it just stayed the same, along with all the other flora that you can get down here, such as like brain fungus and bloodleaf. All stayed the same. And as for the level 100 final boss, it didn't scale up whatsoever. So yeah, overall the dungeon didn't change up. Outside of Arktos Pharma though, there were a lot of yellow cake and cobalt flux. But once again, I don't suggest nuking this area because overall, it's not worth it. It doesn't really change up much. I would say this place is worth it if the enemies would drop the ingredients that we need to mix with the flora to make the stabled flux. However, they only drop once again glowing blood, glowing meat, and nuclear waste down here. But yeah, I guess that's wrapping up this nuking experiment. I know a lot of you wanted to see what happened, so I decided to go straight to it once I got to experience the event a little bit. And as you saw, the results were negative. But hey, at least this answers a lot of players' questions and also saves a lot of players' time. I'm out of here though, everybody. Thanks for taking the time watching and listening. Until next time, peace.